From this point forward, the word cheese will be bleeped because Michael finds it offensive.
Ladies and gentlemen, the month you've been waiting for is finally upon us. It's
Septemburger.
8 hamburger juggernauts in fast food and casual dining will enter the Sesame Seed Arena and duke it out for this, the Septemburger Championship belt. Like Outback Steakhouse last year, who will have their name forever etched in glory and who will be left in the grease trap? Tonight we get not one, but 2 steps closer to finding out as we have the clash of the custards. Wichita, Kansas's own Freddy's frozen custard and Steakburgers against the pride of Wisconsin. I'm talking about Culver's. But it doesn't end there. Our first bout of the night, the fight for the best bite, pits Mobile, Alabama's Rally's Drive-In against the Midwestern Titan, Steak and Shake. Head on over to linktree.com/fine dining podcast to access and fill out your Septemburger bracket by September 10th. You could win $500. If you are correct in all of your bracket picks, you will be put into a drawing. You've got nothing to lose and victory to gain. But be sure to listen to this episode first as I give you not one, but 2 correct answers to the first round matchups in the Septemburger bracket, as well as a preview of how I feel about one of next week's participants, Whataburger, ahead of their match with California's own In-N-Out Burger. And we'll close out Septemburger's first round with weeks 3 and 4 featuring perpetual trash panda White Castle as it takes on New York staple Shake Shack. And then all of this will conclude for free, a free release on my Patreon the last day of the month, the Septemburger semifinals and finals. And now, without further ado,
hit the super special Septemburger theme song.
Eight burgers enter, 1 burger leaves. Take a look at the menu, nothing but beef. So fire up that grill and fry up your soul. We're looking for something that's better than mediocre. It's time for a burger September. Yes, it's time for the test. There can only be one victor of a burger September. Yeah, we're looking for some perfection. Just be the best burger that you can be. Somewhere between heaven and ecstasy. I can see that hunger, it's in your eye. You're going for glory with a side of fries. It's Septemburger!
Now, before we jump into these matchups, it's important that you know the rules for Septemburger. Each restaurant in the first round will present its basic burger, its number 1 on the menu hamburger offering. To get out of the first round, I need to know, can you get the basics right? Each burger in a head-to-head matchup will be given a score by me and whoever the guest host is. We will then take the average of the 2 scores, put them against each other, and whoever has the higher average advances to the next round, while the other is eliminated from the competition. Any restaurant advancing to the semifinals or the finals will then see specialty burgers from their menu brought into the equation, where they will be evaluated to their fullest potential. Let's introduce the first burger.
Attention bowling fans and gourmet enthusiasts. Prepare for a perfect game as a true champion rolls into the alley. No bumpers. Hailing from Steak and Shake, the number 2 seed in the tournament, introducing the sleek and skillful Steak and Shake Original Steakburger.
This master of the lanes brings you 2 meticulously seasoned and seared beef patties, delivering precision and taste in every bite. Positioned between toasted buns, this Steakburger is layered with crisp pickles and fresh onions, each element perfectly aligned for maximum flavor impact. As it takes to the lane, watch this burger make its mark, aiming to strike out hunger and leave you cheering for more. Get ready, because while this burger is not made of turkey, it's here to try and score one. Okay, so for the number 2 seed, we are from a hotel room in Dallas, Texas, because this show is on the road. This show gives the people the info that they need, and Septemburger is crawling all over the country this year to try and bring you 8 burgers from different localities. The number 2 seed, I rated it fairly high because the best burger I've ever had here, I really enjoyed and I had a lot of nostalgia for. This place used to have a location right down the street from me in Burbank, and I took it for granted. And then it went away as soon as a Shake Shack moved in, because I guess they didn't want to have name confusion between the two. But the number 2 seed is Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake was our March Patreon episode. Dad, you joined me on that. And this is kind of a continuation here as we talk about its ranking in Septemburger, its score, its effort, its whatever. So, hello, Dad. This is my father.
Hello. And Michael, you can't live on memories. These are distant memories. Steak and Shake has a long way to go.
See, here's the thing. I thought that it didn't like totally live up to the memory, but I don't think it was bad. We're going to get into it, though. This first matchup that Steak and Shake, the number 2 seed, has to overcome is Rallies. Rallies, a.k.a. Checkers, depending on what part of the country you're in. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Steak and Shake did. Round 1 of Septemburger, the burger that they enter into the tournament is their most basic. The original Steakburger is what it was called. Now, for those of you who've never had Steak and Shake before, they do really thin patties. And I guess we probably could have benefited from looking at the Yelp reviews and stuff, because a few people were like, get doubles at the very least. And of the 3 burgers we got, only one was a double. The other we kind of made.
And it was a self-made double.
The Western bacon was a proper double. The garlic burger was a MacGyvered double,
Yes.
as we call it.
Chemically modified.
Chemically modified to have 2 patties. And by that, it means we cut it into quarters and then doubled up the meat on one. Anyways, we're not there yet. Let's talk about this first round burger. Although, based on how you felt about it, we may not get a chance to hear about the second and third round burgers, because it's going to have a tough hill to climb this first round. So
I think fundamentally the big issue I had with the base burger was the burger itself. Not only was it thin, it sort of resembled fried cheese. So it was very thin.
You know, I saw that often in the Yelp reviews.
Well, I wish I would have read them as well.
I combed through a lot of Yelp reviews, and you're not the first to make that comparison.
Well, I know you don't like cheese, so I thought, well, you wouldn't order fried cheese. Second of all, if that was the burger, it looked a little feathery.
A little feathery?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the smash burger style, and
Usually a smash burger, though, is like a 2-inch burger that they smash down to an inch.
That's not my experience with it. Either way, thickness is not a knock on it for me personally, but that's why I'm bringing in a second voice. That's why you're here, to balance out my nostalgia and my biases and my tastes. You know, I'm not the end all be all. I need second opinions as I go on this Septemburger journey. So let's talk about what was on it. It was onions, it was pickles, and it was ketchup. You just got a steak burger with a few veggies. I thought when I bit in, it was pretty good. I don't think it was great. I don't think it set anything on fire, but I thought it was pretty good.
I wasn't going to leave the home and take my kids to go get a bag of burgers at this place. I think it was adequate. It was the bread filled me up a little bit, so that was good.
It was food.
It was food. It was sustenance.
It was by definition edible.
It was sustenance, yes. But you know, not a horrible taste, but wasn't ringing my bell.
Wasn't ringing your bell. So if you have to score this first round burger, where are you putting it?
Well, I was thinking of the average. So in this one, the base burger was
average being 5.00.
That's right. And therefore this fell a little bit under an average burger. I gave it a 4.23. 4.23.
4.23. I'm in full disagreement mode with you, but
Wouldn't be the first time.
wouldn't be the first time. I thought this was solidly in the good category, especially for like a fast food burger. I would take this over a McDonald's. I would take this over a Burger King. They have a seasoning salt that they season their steak burgers with as they cook them. You can also ask for it to put it on their fries, which if you listened to the Patreon episode, I raved about it. But I really like that seasoning. I went 7.03.
Wow.
I was over 7 on this burger. So when you put our two scores together, the first round entry into Septemburger, Steak and Shake, coming in with a 5.63. So Rallies is going to have to contend with a 5.63 against Steak and Shake. Let's see how they do.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a heavyweight contender that's sure to pack a punch. Stepping into the spotlight with twice the power and all of the attitude, hailing from the number 7 seed Rallies Drive-In, it's the one, the only, the Big Buford Burger.
This isn't just any burger, it's a double dose of deliciousness with 2 seasoned all-beef patties grilled to juicy perfection. It's stacked with crisp shredded lettuce, juicy slices of fresh tomatoes, and crisp dill pickles. But the real star in this lineup, the sharp, sweet crunch of sliced red onions that take every bite to the next level, topped with a perfect blend of creamy mayonnaise, tangy ketchup, and a kick of mustard, all sandwiched in a toasted sesame seed bun. This burger is here to satisfy your hunger and dominate your taste buds like never before. We're moving forward with our number 7 seed, kind of bottom of the barrel, Rallies.
Ooh.
I am back with Steve Moulton, who joined me in the May Patreon episode to go to Rallies. Steve, how's it going?
Going well.
How you feeling? We just ate 3 burgers.
We ate
Well,
some of 3 burgers.
We each ate a burger and a half, but 3 different burgers. And we'll get to see, does Rallies advance? Can Rallies beat the benchmark set by Steak and Shake in round 1? This is our first full match of Septemburger. Let's go into it. The pressure's on. The basic burger at Rallies is called the Big Buford.
The Big Buford.
Which is just like a southern name. just a dude named Buford.
Buford.
This burger had lettuce, onion, tomato, pickle, mayo, and mustard.
Sounds about right.
Sesame seed bun. I actually thought that the bun was a very strong part of this. The sesame seeds worked.
All right.
You know, they put in work in a way that I haven't seen sesame seeds do in a while.
There you go.
Do you agree with that sentiment? Did you not really notice them? Or did you not care?
I don't think I noticed the sesame seeds at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that they gave it just a real textured bite that, it had some mileage with me. That said, the round 1 of Septemburger, we're just doing the basic burger.
Right.
And the Big Buford, I think it cheats a little bit. It's a double. Usually a place's basic burger is just a single. So you get a heftier bite. And I thought all of this worked to its flavor. The balance of the different tastes of the different ingredients, everything tasted fresh. I thought this place was gonna bomb.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought this place was gonna come in real low. It worked for me. I went 6.86.
Wow.
For the Big Buford. I don't know why it worked so well for me, but it really did. How'd you feel about the Big Buford?
I wasn't crazy about it.
Really?
I think, I don't know, maybe I just got like a bad piece of it or something, but for me, all the vegetables just kind of came together as just kind of a mush. I didn't particularly notice how good the bun was.
Now, to be fair, I did shiv this thing in half with a plastic fork because they didn't have a knife to properly cut it.
Maybe
so
that
I
had
may
a
have
lot to do
squished
with it.
some of the ingredients while cutting this burger in half.
But also, I could see there was a pickle in there, but I didn't really get pickle flavor, which I love.
Maybe the reason I liked it so much is I did feel that the pickle was very subtle, and I'm not a big pickle fan.
Oh, see, I want a pickle that lets you
want a blast
of
that sour taste.
Whatever kind of pickle it is. I want it strong. And I felt like the pickle was weak. The onion seemed weak somehow. We're talking red onion, thinly sliced. And I was like, this could be a bigger slice of onion right here.
Okay. So
But yeah,
much
I
like
wasn't
Steak
crazy
and
about the
Shake, I've
Buford.
got another case of I really liked this burger, and I was with someone who wasn't crazy about it.
Was not crazy about it.
What's your score on it?
Well, my score is 4.44 for the Big Buford from me, for my half.
Okay. When you mix the scores together and average them out for the Big Buford, it comes out at a 5.635.
Whoa.
The score for the basic burger at Steak and Shake was a 5.63.
Whoa. Are we rounding that 635 up to a 64?
We are rounding it up to a 6.4, but even without that rounding,
Right.
this beats Steak and Shake by 0.005.
Wow.
Which is an insane way to start Septemburger, given that that's how Septemburger 2023 ended.
What?
The finals came down to Outback versus Islands,
Holy moly.
and their burgers had a differential of 0.005. Starting off already with an upset, Rallies inching past, not even inching, centimetering past
Wow.
Steak and Shake.
Nobody would have believed it.
Off to a wild. Have you had Steak and Shake before?
Once, and I remember not being terribly impressed.
Really?
Yeah. I
You're-
think for the price, I was just like, really? Really?
Oh, okay. Okay, Tim Robinson.
Well, look, I dumped water in the guy's face. I'm allowed to do the impression.
That is true. He is on I Think You Should Leave. Multiple episodes.
I got too hyper.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next Septemburger matchup.
Get ready to witness some smooth moves and sizzling style, hitting the stage with nothing but pure flair and finesse, the eighth wonder of the world because I ate it, hailing from the number 6 seed, Culver's, it's the Butterburger!
This icon steps onto the dance floor with an all-beef patty that's seared to juicy perfection, showcasing its bold, pure flavor. Nestled between lightly buttered toasted buns, it's the epitome of simplicity meeting sophistication. But here's the twist. Dipped ever so slightly in ketchup, each bite adds a pop of tomato-based rhythm that makes the crowd go wild. Watch as this Butterburger busts out the moves, turning a classic performance into an unforgettable show of taste and texture. Get ready to cheer because this burger's gonna pop and lock its way into battle. I am here with Kellie Baldwin, you might remember her, from my Culver's episode, and we're about to talk about Culver's.
Let's talk about Culver's.
Talk about Culver's, the first round burger,
Mm-hmm.
the Butterburger.
Which is very clearly 2 words, and yet on their menu, they make it 1 word.
They smush it. It's a
do.
compound word.
Yeah,
And
I'm not sold.
it makes me feel like there's gonna be a stick of butter in the burger.
I expected a lot of butter.
It's not an appetizing name to me. Butter is tasty, but
Mhm.
Butterburger feels like
Like maybe they made the whole patty out of butter.
it feels like a burden on my
It feels like
on my
a-
digestive
I
system.
gotta really take a breath before I dive in. Yeah.
So let's, why don't we?
Why don't we dive in? Butter splash
Oh, I
sound
mean
goes
take
here.
a breath.
Oh, I was focused on the butter
Go-
still.
I actually have installed like a Nickelodeon Slime-esque system.
Oh man, this butter.
You're getting buttered later.
Okay, deal. I'm in. Do they have enough wet floor signs in the restaurant? Perhaps
I
not.
don't know. All right. That's our intro.
Welcome to Culver's.
Welcome to Culver's. So Culver's, a Wisconsin-based
Mm-hmm.
fast food chain that prides itself on being the slowest fast food restaurant because everything is made to order.
Mm-hmm.
And we went there and we tried 3 burgers. So we get to see, are they going to advance? Let's talk about the round 1 burger, the Butterburger. This is a plain burger. They don't put,
Oh, it's meat and bread.
it's meat and bread. They don't
Yeah.
put anything on it.
There's nothing.
You have the option to get
But
I'm
that,
not-
you have to ask for it to be added.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't.
It's
I don't
not the
think
default.
it comes with. Yeah,
no,
it's not the
it's
default.
basically it's a starter burger.
Yeah.
And that's what round 1
Mm-hmm.
is all about
Mm-hmm.
in Septemburger.
Yeah.
So
What's their basic go-to?
let's talk about it.
So their burgers are thinner. Their patties are thin.
Yeah,
Kind of
like
like a smash burger.
It's approaching smash
It's
burger
approaching-
territory
Yeah.
because it also has kind of like the griddle gristle
Yeah.
on
And
the sides, which I liked.
I do too. I usually do prefer a thinner burger because you get that texture on the outside from the
little
griddle,
crispy.
the little crispies and crunches. So
Yeah.
I usually prefer that in a burger.
Uh-huh.
That being said, I think in order to compensate for the thinness, you need to pack it with flavor.
Uh-huh. And do you feel that they fell short on that?
A little bit. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to throw this away. No, like I ate most of it, but I wanted a little bit more kick, a little bit more punch in the meat.
I'm going to, I guess, reveal to you. This isn't like a deep, dark secret or anything.
Oh my gosh. This is a different show. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I, for my entire childhood, would only eat burgers, meat, bun, ketchup.
So this is right up.
This was up my
your-
experience zone.
Mhm.
So this is the bar that I can measure
Okay.
every burger by.
Okay.
When I first moved to LA in 2012, I was crashing on a friend's couch. He had 4 other roommates, and 4 of the 5 of them were in a self-imposed like March Madness style burger bracket with 32 different
Oh
places in Los
my.
Angeles.
That's a commitment.
And I joined them
Naturally.
once I arrived. I wasn't there for all of them. I probably got to experience maybe a dozen of the
Okay.
32 burgers.
Okay.
And I got the nickname The Purist because
Oh.
I had a baseline of consistency at every place I went by ordering it the same way. Meat, bun, ketchup.
Okay.
So everywhere we went, I
That
knew
was the
what their
standard.
burger with meat, bun, and ketchup tasted like.
That's
so
fair.
yeah, it was noteworthy on their end.
Mhm.
That's what Culver's gives you for the basic burger. A lot of these places that we're going, it's meat, bun, mayo or mustard, lettuce, tomato, onion. It's the basic fixins,
Yeah.
right? And that was the next level
Yeah.
at Culver's. So the round 2 burger, the Culver's Deluxe. That's what they had. So
All
the
the
Butterburger
veggies.
plain, I did like the meat, the little singy. I didn't love the buttered bun. I thought that the butter
Okay.
flavor was a little too strong for me. Because
Okay.
I like butter as a means of toasting. Like the way that it kind of creates
But
that
not
little
like
char.
a principal flavor.
But when it's a principal flavor,
Okay.
it pulls it down a little for me. I mean, this was still, I would say it was a good burger.
Agreed. I agree.
I think this was a better than mediocre burger. I'm just going to give my score.
Give me your score. How about you just give your score?
And I will say, after my initial bite where I wasn't having any ketchup on it, for the rest of my bites, I was dipping in ketchup. And
I saw you do that, and I followed suit.
followed suit. I think that the ketchup definitely added just
A little something.
something that was needed.
Yeah.
And my score is kind of going to balance the as they serve it bite with the plus ketchup bite. So for the Butterburger, I went 6.31 out of 10.
Okay.
6.31, that's, what I would call good, not great. And I think it's for a round 1 burger, for a pretty plain burger from any of these fast food places that I'm doing, you could do worse than a 6.31. So
Yeah.
I'm not mad at a 6.31.
Not a bad showing.
Yeah.
I went a little bit lower. So without the ketchup, I put 5.35.
5.35.
And then with the ketchup, that jumped it up to like a 5.75.
So what would you call your final score?
Let's do 5.55. That's kind of a happy.
All right, 5.55.
Mhm.
And I'm going to average that with my score. What'd I say? 6.31?
6.3, yeah.
When you put that together, for the first round in Septemburger, Culver's gets a 5.93.
Okay.
High end of mediocre.
High end of mediocre.
Feels fair to me.
I
It
think
feels
so
fair to me.
too.
Yeah. Approaching good. Yeah, I liked it a little bit more, but again, this is the baseline of how I eat burgers. So
Yeah.
I'm very used to it.
Okay.
So Culver's the number, what'd I say? They're the number 6
Number
seed.
6 seed.
Number
that's right.
6 seed for Culver's. So let's hop on over to their competition,
Yoo.
the number 3 seed,
Oh my.
and see how it goes.
Basketball fans and burger connoisseurs alike, get ready to witness a slam dunk of flavor. Now taking to the court with unrivaled grace, agility, poise, and power. Get ready to witness from the number 3 seed Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steakburgers. It is the Freddy's Original Double.
This All-Star isn't playing games. It's here with a double team of sizzling Steakburger patties, each expertly seasoned and seared to perfection. It's got the dynamic duo of tangy pickles and grilled onions, adding layers of flavor that score with every bite. Drizzled with Freddy's specialty mustard and cradled in a warm toasted bun, this burger brings its A-game every time. Watch it dazzle the crowd with its unbeatable taste and crispy texture. It's here to make plays and win hearts, one bite at a time. I went to Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steakburgers with my friend, my pal, my compatriot,
That's good
Herbert. Herbert. You guys have heard him a couple of times throughout the show. I've gone with him to many of these restaurants. You've joined along for a lot of the adventures I've gone on.
Yeah.
And we went to Las Vegas, and on the way, we stopped in Victorville for Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steakburgers to cover for the June Patreon. And this is my first time having it. It got the number 3 seed spot in the Septemburger tournament off of recommendations of people that I trust, because those seeding rankings are due to how good is the best burger I've ever had at that chain. So Freddy's got placed highly, but I'd never had it before.
Right.
So, and you hadn't either, right?
I actually have had Freddy's before. Once before in Farmington, New Mexico.
Just on a work trip or something?
Yeah. Nobody goes to Farmington, New Mexico because they want to. You know what I mean? I don't remember what I got exactly, but it was pretty good. But this was a couple years ago, so I
kind of wiped it from your memory.
Yeah.
To open up Freddy's, we get the basic burger at each place, right?
Right.
So for Freddy's, it's called the Freddy's Original. And this burger, pickle, onion, mustard, and the beef patty. You know,
Right.
It didn't have a ton on it because, again, we're going, what's their number 1? That's what I'm ordering for
Right.
round 1. And I really liked it. I will say the patty was very seasoned, a little on the salty side, but not enough to bother me. I mean, I like salty things, so
Sure.
it doesn't bug me at all. I thought that the patty was super fresh. The bun was soft and squishy in a way to where, like, the burger juices kind of seeped into it, but not in a way to where it made it inedible.
Right. Yeah. The bread had a very kind of brioche sort of
It was
quality
very
to it.
absorbent.
Right.
Yeah, I was all about this burger. I know you preferred a later round burger, but what was your thought on this?
I mean, yeah, I just thought it was a little plain. It doesn't come with all the fancy bells and whistles. But for my preference, I felt like the patty was a little too seasoned. And then, I don't know, maybe it was the portion that I ate, but the pickles and the onions were just kind of like sad.
I felt the opposite. I thought that the pickle was super fresh, super crisp. I thought the pickle added a lot.
I mean,
I'm not even a guy who, at the start of this podcast, not this episode of the podcast, but the series, I would not eat pickles. Over the course of the past couple of years that I've been doing the show, I have started eating pickles, and I thought this was a really good pickle.
I mean, it was fine, but
I was a pickle
I've
virgin
had
before.
that just sounds wrong.
I got my pickle cherry popped.
Yeah. No, I don't like the sound of that.
So, like, what was sad about it?
I mean, I don't know. I guess even though it was just supposed to be their kind of go-to burger, like I said, I was expecting more. Like, I thought that the bread was just kind of sad too. It looked
Dang, I feel like, we split the burger in half. It wasn't even like they prepped mine better.
right. Yeah, I know. But it's just, it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was garbage because it wasn't. It was still pretty good. But it's just, I guess it was
You
disappointing.
felt it wasn't like the top form they could have offered for that burger.
Right. I guess my expectations were a bit too high and they missed the mark. But, oh well.
All right. So I guess I want to know where that puts it with a score. Because for me, another thing that makes Freddy's interesting, and there's only one other place in the bracket that does this is the Steakburger style.
Right.
I went to Steak and Shake as well, but it's that real thin pressed beef patty with kind of
it's almost like a smash burger
with the singed edges a little bit. And I think it might be all right. I do love a thick cut gourmet burger, but as far as fast food goes, they're not offering that. You're
Right.
you know, those are the things you get at like a Fuddruckers, rest in peace, or you know, like so for Freddy's and Steak and Shake, I like that style.
Yeah,
for fast food.
The patty wasn't the disappointing part. I guess it was just the whole package. You know, it was just like, oh,
well, we're different.
meh.
I thought this was very good, approaching great. I went 7.54.
My score, even though it sounds like I hated it, I didn't. I gave it a 6 out of 10, which is definitely something. If
6 on the dot.
yeah,
All right.
For this specific burger, yes, 6 on the dot. It's better than average, and I won't think less of you if you were to order it. You know what I mean?
Why would you? That'd be crazy. It's a fast food burger place. You're going to order the burger. Yeah, so when you add our scores together and average them out, Freddy's Steakburgers advances in Septemburger with a 6.77 for the round 1 entry, beating out Culver's Butterburger, which only got a 5.93.
Damn. All
which
right.
I liked. My co-host for that one liked it a little bit less.
You should get friends that like food more than you, so that
Well,
half the
I mean,
time they're
she
not
liked
talking shit.
food. She really enjoyed like the custard there, and we talked about the custard here, but this is not custard burger. Septemburger. I just had a stroke.
Yeah.
My soul just left my body and left my dead
I
body
just saw half
behind.
of your face just start, sagging.
I smell burnt pennies.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm mixing up concussions and strokes.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the contender that's here not just to satisfy, but conquer your cravings. Stepping into the arena from deep in the heart of Texas with unmatched flavor and undeniable swagger, it's the number 4 seed, the Whataburger.
This burger brings the heat with a 100% pure beef patty, seasoned and cooked to perfection. It's stacked with the crisp crunch of fresh shredded lettuce, the juicy burst of ripe tomatoes, and the bold, tangy kick of dill pickles. But the real MVP, a punch of finely diced onions that add just the right amount of bite. All of this flavor-packed goodness is wrapped up in a warm toasted bun and topped with a generous spread of zesty mustard. Get ready to savor every second because this burger is here to win your taste buds over. We gotta review the number 4 seed's basic burger, and it's going up against the number 5 seed next week. That'll be In-N-Out Burger, but for now, Whataburger. The basic Whataburger, it comes with pickles, onions, tomato, lettuce, and mustard. I bit into this thing, and you know what I thought?
What did you think?
I thought, yeah, this is all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what were your thoughts?
I truly am not a fan of the mustard with the pickles.
In general or theirs?
Theirs.
Okay.
I think it would taste better if they had a different sauce. Obviously, in previous episode, we had the creamy.
The patty melt. Yeah, the creamy pepper sauce.
Yeah, that sauce is a better signature sauce than using some mustard. But
So if they get to the second round, that'll be what we're reviewing for the next round, the avocado bacon burger.
yeah,
But for this round, I'm going to be honest, I'm not even in good territory. I'm still in mediocrity when it comes to the Whataburger basic burger. I thought that the pickles and the tomato were both a little too wet, like soggy almost.
So the consistency was really weird.
I'm going to go 5.98.
I actually went lower than you.
Did you really?
I rated it a 4.86.
4.86. Let's do some real quick math. 4.86. 5.98. Yeah. So Whataburger, the basic Whataburger, scores a 5.42 for round 1 of Septemburger. Slightly above perfect average, but it's not really soaring to the heights that some people might want it to. That said, if it can scrape by to the final round, the patty melt was very good. The avocado
Yes.
bacon burger I thought was pretty good. So we'll see. But in the meantime, y'all are going to have to wait. And there you have it. The number 7 seed, Rally's Drive-In, upsets the number 2 seed, Steak and Shake, by 0.005 of a point. And the number 3 seed, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, steamrolls past Culver's, the number 6 seed, to get to the second round as well. Will Whataburger have what it takes to overcome California favorite In-N-Out Burger next week as the closely ranked 4 and 5 seeds get into a dogfight? And don't forget, now that you know Freddy's Frozen Custard and Rally's Drive-In advance, you can put that as your answers in the bracket, which is a Google form. So you're really just like clicking you're filling in bubbles that say, I want Freddy's to advance. I want Rally's to advance. It's easiest that way. So head over to linktree.com/fine dining podcast, click on the Septemburger bracket, fill it out. $500 could be yours. And a huge thank you to my 5 guests this week. My own dad, my buddy Steve Moulton, Herbert Amaya, Kellie Baldwin, Ashley Robinson. Y'all are the best. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next week with an In-N-Out Burger episode. Have a fine day.
Have a fine day.